Hi guys, I wanted to explain what body-based coaching is about and why I use body-based practices and why I work with sexuality as part of my coaching. Some of the practices that I've been prescribing to people this week have raised some eyebrows, which I found hilarious, but it's really drilled home to me how disconnected and how scary people can find anything even approaching body/sexuality stuff. So people also assume that it will be complicated, that when I talk about the body, it's like, oh, the body, what does that mean? Like, sexuality, what does that mean? Like, are you going to get me to do weird, like, positions, or what are you going to get me to do? It's actually really, really simple stuff. Really simple. Working with the body means movement, sound, breath, and focus. We're doing that, well, we're doing it all the time to more or less of a degree. Working with sexuality is absolutely fundamental for empowerment. When we have parts of ourselves that we're totally cool with, parts of ourselves that we think are scary, are shameful, are not cool in some way, that is disintegration. It is really, it's draining. It drains our energy. It's impossible to feel genuine, deep sense of self-love if we think there are parts of ourselves that are not okay. So even though it's subtle, so many of us have got conditioned to the point where we are quite scared, basically, of anything from the waist down. It's like, I'm not going to go there unless I absolutely have to, right? Like, unless like things become overwhelming or I have to do something down there, I'm just going to focus on up here. It's much more like socially acceptable. I feel like I'm good with this. So this came up for me very clearly this week when I prescribed a client testicle massage. And when I talk about a sexuality practice, often this would be about as sexual as it gets in a way, right? So it would be like moving energy. It would be a massage. So the equivalent for women is breast massage that I'll often prescribe, testicle massage for guys. And part of the reason that this is so powerful and it's so basic is because it is doing the act of consciously connecting with a body part, a sexual body part, is giving your body, your psyche, the message, this is part of me too. This is part of me too. It's not like these parts of me are okay. My hands are totally acceptable. My feet, you know, maybe when I've got clean socks. You know what I'm saying? It's like we have such a block that when I suggest to women to massage their breasts or to men to massage their testicles, quite often they're really confronted by it. And so even if all that they did in terms of a sexuality practice, the entire coaching period, because I work with people over 3 months and sometimes it's all about sexuality, sometimes we barely touch on it, but we always touch on it a bit because it's so important for integration. So if all they do is 2 or 3 massages where they actually go, this is part of me too, huge. It sounds so simple. It takes maybe 2, 3, 5 minutes maximum a few times. And it's just like, this is part of me as well. There's nothing like, if we approach it like with an air of innocence, it's just another aspect of ourselves. And when we have that, when we start to go, hey, you know what? All of the parts of me are okay. All of the parts of me are natural. And I'm not going to treat any part of myself as unspeakable or dangerous or terrifying. Like, I'm just going to see what's there and I'm going to include it in my idea of who I am. Absolute game changer. So I wanted to share that because I know people get really scared when they see anything with the word sex in it. They're like, oh my God. And when they see the word body and sex, they're like, oh, what is she going to get me to do? Often it's that simple. Often it is about breathing into your lower belly. Sometimes it's just about allowing yourself to be aware of impulses. It's not, it's very, very simple. It's very, very powerful though. So I wanted to share that in case you're wondering, and because it just came home to me so much this week that that is a really challenging thing for a lot of us. So that's part of the reason that I'm always on about spending more time naked, I think that is also a really good step. Like, it's horrifying to me how many people can't be naked because they feel so much discomfort with themselves when they're not kind of clothed. I think that is really sad as well. And I don't mean you should, I mean, it's great if you're walking around being like, damn, like, this is freaking great. Like, awesome if you can feel like that. But like, as an interim step, to be able to walk around and be like, hey, you know what, I'm okay with myself. Like, I can see the beauty in myself. I can see, I don't feel like I have to look like something I've seen in a magazine to be okay. I don't have to feel like I'm approval worthy. Like, this is me, and that's fine. Like, that is, if that was all I ever imparted to any of my coaching clients, that would be enough. That would be worth it. And obviously, they get quite a lot more out of it than that. But enough ranting from me. I hope you're having a good weekend. Spend some more time naked maybe this weekend. Okay, bye.